Yo, it's me and I'm back and I've got an empty Abyss shell here, but I do have Abysses, don't worry. Here is one of them. What I'm doing today is going over the various, well there's three different, that's two, I've got three different Abysses. And I've got some custom parts for one of them that I wanna, well just a button really. This is the first one I got, so this is one of the Mark ones. I don't know if any of you know about the Abysses, but you know, there has been some issues with them, but they have worked on these issues, which is good. This isn't gonna be how I normally do the videos either. I'm not dubbing this, this is, I'm just you know, recording the vocals as I'm going, the vocals, you know, listen to me. So yeah, I've got a 21700 in it at the moment. One of the problems that has been brought up, oh, have I got that on correctly? Nope, there we go. One of the problems that been brought up to this, I don't really seem to have that problem, ignore the glitter, if you can see that in the fill port. I haven't used this in a long while. It's this gap. Some people experience the gap like just here. I don't really seem to have that, so I don't mind. I can't remember if there was a fix where you just put an extra O-ring down the bottom, I believe, and I can't remember if I did that or not, but I haven't actually used this in quite some time now. But I did enjoy it whilst I was using it, which is why I then went and got myself a second one. We'll have a look at that in a second, because I've just remembered this was also an issue as well. The airflow ring here. Absolutely, look at that, it's stiff as hell. You really do have to put some welly in adjusting that. I'm not lying. So that was another problem. And a bunch of people's kept breaking and stuff like that, but mine worked fine. It was just the airflow control ring really that really bugged me. But then I heard that they fixed it and they released some colored versions. So obviously, when green is an option, you know, your boy is gonna get on that green light. And I've never actually used this one. It's not a flex or anything like that. I just buy things that I like because I'm fortunate, and fortunate enough to be able to do that, and sometimes I just leave them to sit there. But this is the same thing really, but this is in the 18650 configuration and is in a lovely green. There's your fire button, there's your screen, your up and down button. And the airflow control ring was, the tension on that was eased enough. It's still stiff, but nowhere near stiff enough to cause me at least too much discomfort in adjusting. And I would prefer it to be ever so slightly more stiff than ever so slightly under stiff, to be fair. And then there's the glass. I don't know if you refer to these as a borrow, like a billet box you would, but anyway, you put your Nautilus coils in there, or use your various adapters to put whatever coil you wanted in there. And then there's your battery tube, which takes an 18650, or you could use the other, I don't know if it comes with this one actually. Was it a separate purchase? The 21700 sleeve, let's have a look. No, it's an included purchase. So with the kit, if you was to buy one of these anyway, you know, let's do the review, I think. If you was to buy one of these, you get another top plate here, which fits on there, allowing you to use a 21700 or a 2700, I believe, battery. But you won't be able to fit that in the 18650 tube. So what you do, like I did with the black one, is you put your larger battery in, and then you just slip this over it like that, instead of having the tube, which is a shame because I think this tube looks fucking badass, absolutely badass. There are other battery tubes you can get as well. So here's a battery tube if you know you wanted to customize yours. Still an 18650 tube, but you would just I believe it goes in that way. Oh, it goes in a certain way anyway. There is also like a dark frosted or a black frosted, if that takes your fancy. And you can get like different buttons and stuff. So you'll notice this is the standard button that comes with it, this black rounded one, or it might be a different color depending on your option. But on my black one, I've got a square button with a chrome or silver, shiny, whatever. And you can buy like button packs. I've got button packs here. So if you wanted to, but I can't remember which one this is. Let's have a look. So that is the black round. Yeah, that's the black round button. If you wanted to go from that oval shape or whatever the shape that is to round. And then as you've already seen, you can get the square kit as well. And you can get that in bunch of different, like, well, not a bunch of different colors. I think it's just black and stainless steel. With the kit as well, you get a USB cable for charging, which we would not recommend you use for charging. And then adapters for the Nautilus coils, I believe that is, and a spare drip tip. But you know, let's not look at that because that's not what this is really about. Yeah, I'm not just flexing this. I am going somewhere with this video. I don't know if I explained it already, but just bear with me while I put this away. And we'll get there slowly, as always with anything I do. The more recently released Abyss with the DNA 60 chip in it, which I don't know if it was born from, you know, feedback or whatnot, but I saw a lot of people like putting their own chips, DNA chips in their Abysses, like on videos and stuff and on Facebook. But anyway, yeah, Suicide, big up Suicide. Anyway, yeah, it's Dovpo and Suicide. And they released this, which is referred to as the Stormtrooper edition, but it was, I believe, a limited edition, I think. So I had to get one. Plus it had the DNA chip in, which is going to fix a lot of stability issues that I had heard there was a number of people whose, you know, chips were dying and whatnot. I do believe everything else that you get with it is the same. Okay, that's cool. Rather than just a standard black one that you get with it, that's nice. I like that. For everything else, you get some spare battery wraps and, you know, 510 adapter. I believe that's, you know, it's the standard scenario. Another cool thing with this one, actually, let me show you. Just to show you this, because I don't know if you're going to be able to see that any clearer now. Can you see that now? Let's get my hands out of the way. But there's a little Stormtrooper icon just there. I don't know, it's Disney now, mate, like that are running Star Wars, right? And from what I understand, you don't really want to fuck with Disney and all, bro. But I'll leave Dovpo and Suicide to deal with that if ever comes, you get me? So yeah, like, I've got 3 of them. And the first one that I tried wasn't perfect, but it was still good enough for me to go out and get another one because I liked it enough. And I believe, you know, the fact that they addressed some of the problems with the first one by the time they released the colored versions was very good of them. I'm just looking now for my green one. Was very, very good of them. So definitely a product I'm happy to have invested as much as I have in. Probably not as much as most people out there would invest in it, because obviously I got these at like some trade prices. So I don't really know too much about like resin and the quality of resin and blah, 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 blah. Let's bring this up. But I saw some pictures on Facebook and I liked them. I got in contact with a guy. Let's get my fingers out of the way. And there's one of the buttons. If that's, I don't know if the lighting's any good, if that's, you know, worth me showing you. And there's one of the drip tips. And my gammy fingers, apologies for that, just completely ruining the splendor that is this drip tip. Very well made, very well made. I've got my little phone repair toolkit here. And the plan is to get that button put on, just in case anybody would like to see that process, if they got any of the Abysses or any of the custom parts for them, but wasn't too confident on going about changing that, then we'll see what I go on. Now, Stuart David Legg, unfortunately only did round buttons. I would have liked a square one, but at the time, at least anyway, I was only able to offer me a round one. So I took the round one, which means I needed to get the round button pack, which is here, because obviously that's not a round button, recess or whatever you would call it. So I need that. Yeah, I'm just gonna just basically undo it for you, put the new one in case anybody's interested in seeing that. And maybe, just maybe, get my, what's it, Ether RBA section or bridge or whatever you would want to call it, re-whipped. And that is the sort of rebuildable section that was released with these devices, said to be sorry, I should probably show you what I'm doing, said to be the best sort of rebuildable experience to use with these. But fun fact, a lot, if not all, don't quote me on all, but a lot of the billet box bridges work with the tank section on these. So if you've got a billet box, cool. I'd say that these are, I can't remember off the top of my head. So basically, yeah, I've taken the faceplate off and taken the button out. Cool. And then that's what you're going to be left with once you've unlined. So now I want to get the other button plate out. But yeah, I can't recall if they're heavier or lighter than the billet box. But I do know that I just preferred the feel of this and in the hand. It just felt like I had a more quality product. It was a bit odd to say about billet box, you know, regarded as some of the highest quality vape gear going, but I just preferred the feel of this in my hands to the memory of holding a billet box anyway. Voila, slightly different shade of green, but hey, it is what it is. It's all green, baby. I want to get, you can get different plates as well. People make different plates for the bottom. I've seen people with like custom paint jobs on these things, just as customizable as a billet box in terms of, you know, the rebuildable sections you can get for them, and the custom parts, custom plates, and blah 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 you can get for them as well. And now it comes with a DNA 60 chip, which is what I believe is used in the billet boxes anyway, but this takes a 21700 if you should so wish, which is why I feel this just edges it, not only in how it looks, but for me personally, how it feels in the hand. And now there shouldn't be any sort of question as to whether or not it performs as well as a billet box, given that it's the same chip inside. Right, so that's the button changed anyway. That wasn't painful at all, was it? No. Shall I get the ether bridge out? Yeah, I'll get the ether bridge out. I'm gonna have a clean up first, so I'll be right back